What is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day, and in today's Pokemon GO video I'm going to be answering a question that a lot of you guys have asked me ever since I started covering Pokemon GO a couple of weeks ago, and that's whether it's just going to be the original 151 Pokemon in the game, just a Kanto Pokédex. Now, at the time of making this video, we've only had the original trailer and little pieces of information. Obviously things could change, they could confirm that it's just going to be the original 151, or they could show that, all 721 Pokemon are going to be in the game. So, like I said, things can change, but for now let's discuss whether Pokemon GO is only going to consist of Kanto Pokemon. So let's start off with the trailer. Like I said, we've only seen Kanto Pokemon, and you've got to think, why are they doing this? Obviously mobile devices have a larger audience than just Nintendo 3DS. Everyone has a mobile nowadays, or cell phone if you live in America. In England, yeah, we call it mobile. Probably sounds a bit weird to you. And everyone's got access to Pokemon GO technically, because a lot of us will have a cell phone mobile on us and will be able to download Pokemon GO, and they're trying to aim it at a wider audience. Now, by trying to aim it at a wider audience, there's going to be a lot of ex-Pokemon fans who used to watch the anime, used to play the original games, but have grown up and really just left it behind. Just because you grow up, you don't have to not like Pokemon. I still love it. I know a lot of people who do like it, around my age, so there's nothing wrong with liking it at an older age. But there's some people who just were like, I'm not really too bored about it anymore, and I think the best way of bringing them back is to show off older Pokemon that they can relate to, that they notice, because if they put loads of 6th generation Pokemon in the opening trailer for Pokemon GO, there'll be a lot of older Pokemon fans who, obviously don't play the games now, will be, well, I don't know any of those Pokemon, so I'm not interested. Or is that what Pokemon really looks like nowadays? It, looks rubbish, which I don't actually think 6th gen looks rubbish, by the way. I think it looks good, to be honest. I've enjoyed a lot of the 6th generation Pokemon, but there'll be some people who would think like that. So for me, I think they've added 1st generation Pokemon only in the trailer to appeal to the wider audience, because obviously you got Pikachu, you got Caterpie, which was one of the earlier Pokemon shown in the Pokemon anime, and then you got like fan favourites like Gyarados, Mewtwo, Snorlax, a lot of those Pokemon. So for me, that is the reason why we've only seen Generation 1 Pokemon so far in the trailer. However, just because they're showing Generation 1 Pokemon, I thought they could have shown Generation 6 Pokemon to kind of show a contrast of old and new, because that could still, bring in some new fans or some older fans who don't play Pokemon anymore, but to see and be aware of these newer Pokemon, to see what they look like. Maybe they're interested in them actually instead of the older Pokemon. Now, there might be another reason why they only showed 1st generation Pokemon, and it's something that a lot of people in the Pokemon community have been discussing in great detail. The 20th anniversary of Pokemon Red and Blue, which as we know are basically the founding fathers of Pokemon, and a lot of people have been speculating, are we going to get a remake to celebrate the 20th anniversary? Even though we kind of had Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, not too long ago really, thinking about it. I think it's around 2004 or 5, and that really isn't that long ago, although it might seem, an age away to some people. But this might be a way of appeasing those 1st generation fans who want a 1st generation remake again, because obviously a lot of people want Pokemon Yellow remade for this anniversary, but we know they're kind of working on their next Pokemon X and Y game in the meantime, which is most likely going to be called Pokemon Z. So this might be a way of appeasing those fans by doing a 1st generation game only. It's going to be Pokemon GO, going to be on a mobile, everyone's going to basically be able to play it if you want to download it, and obviously there could be microtransactions in there. We haven't got confirmation of those yet, although it does sound highly likely at this moment. And yeah, I think that's a good way of appeasing those fans who, they're too busy to make this remake of, whole Kanto region in 3DS, style like X and Y. And I just don't think that's going to happen, so I think Pokemon GO might be that substitute to please older fans. So guys, that's just my opinion. Personally, I want all the 721 Pokemon in the game, and I'm holding out for that still. I really want that to happen, but it just seems like it fits too well that I think they are trying to just please older fans here with the 151 Pokemon. But that's just my opinion. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Is it just going to be the original 151 Pokemon, or is it going to be 721 Pokemon? This isn't about whether you want them to add 721 Pokemon, this is just your gut feeling of whether it is going to be just 151 Pokemon. So guys, that is it for today's video. If you haven't seen our 2 previous Pokemon GO videos, they're going to be on screen right now. I'm starting to cover this game in a lot more detail now, so if there's anything you want me to see, definitely comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a big red button on screen or down below. Click either and you'll be subscribed to the Twintendo Nation. It's growing every day. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like on this video. It's really appreciated. And yeah, that's pretty much it guys, so I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.